Welcome back to The Goal is to Become a Gardener, and today we're going to talk about something that Toni says is the most important part of gardening.
Soil health really is more important than people think. And do you remember last week when you thought I was going to make you touch a bug?
Yeah.
This week's going to be a little different.
No, stop with all the bugs. I'm not hearing a word you're saying.
He's jumpy today.
Oh, why does that look familiar?
Because we built this together last year.
Oh no, this has the worms in it?
It sure does. Hi, babies.
Oh. Why is soil health so important?
So soil health, we've really started to understand the last couple of years. Most of the way we garden and do agriculture for the last few decades has been extractive. We just take all the nutrients out of the soil by growing crops, and then we don't care for it, and our soil has become depleted, and now we're really starting to understand it's the soil we need to pay attention to more than the plants.
Okay, and I know there are worms in there, right?
Yep.
So how do the worms... Are you seriously looking for a worm? Oh, you are.
There's probably 500 in here.
Okay, so how do the worms help healthy soil?
So worms are a critical part of soil health. When you dig a shovelful in your garden or on your farm, you're looking for worms. It's a bio-indicator that your soil is healthy. They eat all of the waste and material, and they poop out fertilizer, which is really important because synthetic chemical fertilizers only have certain macronutrients, but when you use the fertilizer from a worm, it provides micronutrients like calcium and sulfur, and you're really uncomfortable right now.
I basically am not hearing a word you're saying, because every time I look at that...
He's jumpy today.
Oh my God.
All right, so we're gonna make worm tea now.
Great.
Do you like cream or sugar?
Neither.
Okay, good. So this is a great way to use this to make organic fertilizer for your garden all summer long. So what we're gonna do is make worm tea, and this has holes in the bottom if you remember, and this is solid to catch it. So what I'm gonna do is take about a gallon of water when I do this ordinarily, and I'm gonna, just so we can see how this looks,
Okay. I'm
gonna lift this out of here with all my worms in it. Ordinarily, I would just let this drain right into the bottom.
Okay.
But I'm gonna pour this over top, and the idea is it's gonna percolate through here and pick up all the nutrients, leaving the worms, the soil, and other decomposing material. And the rest, with all that rich liquid fertilizer, will drain into the bottom.
Okay.
See that?
Oh, yeah, it's lovely.
It
Beautiful.
is. And it's going to be dark brown because it's full of nutrients. It's no longer just water. So this will be pretty concentrated when I'm done.
How long does this take?
It can take anywhere from 1 to 2 hours to fully drain through.
Oh, so I can have a little free time now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, while Toni fills up that bucket, I want to talk to you about one of this episode's sponsors, Beechwood Landscape Architecture and Construction. Beechwood is who you call when you want your backyard to be beautiful. They've been creating and building award-winning landscape designs for more than a decade. They're the key to your dream garden. Whether you want water features or lighting, winding walkways or ponds, anything you can dream up.
So now this is fully drained out, and I have a container of worm tea here, which is excellent organic fertilizer for my garden.
And so you just pour this on the soil.
Well, I'm going to dilute it a little bit, but yes, this is going to be poured like liquid fertilizer right in my garden.
Okay. Can I take some?
I never thought I would hear you say that.
Me neither. Me neither.
But yes, I'm going to give you some, and then how about if we head over to your house and we apply it, and I'll bring some compost too, and we can show you how to do that.
So the compost, is that what was in the top bucket?
No, people will really get confused over that. That is the worm farm. It is only making fertilizer. Compost is from my compost bin. We worked on that last year.
Yes, we did.
So one is fertilizer, one is soil structure. We need both.
Okay, so we're gonna go have a party at my house.
Yes, we're gonna have a soil party at your house.
I'm really trying to not think about what I'm holding in this hand.
Please try not to spill it in my car.
Oh, yeah.
So you've been gardening for a couple years in the same spot, and like many South Jersey gardeners, you bought fresh soil to do this, but you've been planting in it for a couple years. We should probably check in and see how it's doing. A quick way to do that is testing your soil pH. You can buy these at many different places. They're about $20 and they're pretty accurate. So I'm going to turn it on and I'm gonna put this in here and give it a second to register. And the proper pH for growing food is between 5.5 and 7. Most plants will thrive in that, and if I find that it's over that or under that range, I have to do some amending of the soil.
I thought you could just get soil and put it down, and there you have it.
Well, and you can sometimes for people, but farmers obviously can't do that and replace their soil, and it gets expensive for a home gardener. And there's no reason not to just care for what you already have.
Is that why, if some years when I've planted things, it didn't grow at all? Is it because, or could it be because there was a problem with the soil?
Probably not, because your soil is pretty new.
Yeah.
There could be something else going on. What people don't understand is you could have tons of nutrients in your soil, but your plant can't access them because either the pH is off or you don't have enough water. Both of those things are critical. Oh. So what's our number there? 6. What did you see when you...
Well, first it was 6.4. Yeah. Okay, it's back to 6.4.
It's flipping between 6.4 and 6.6. So is that in my range?
I don't know. I don't remember what you said.
Between 5.5 and 7. So that's exactly where I want it. And because rain is a little acidic, natural rainfall is going to keep this in that range too.
Okay.
I'm not going to recommend that you amend it, but for our followers, if your soil pH is too low, you want to add lime to it, agricultural lime, to raise that pH, make it more basic. And if it is too acidic, I'm sorry, not acidic enough, you want to add aluminum sulfate. Both can be purchased at any garden center.
Okay.
All right.
So got it. But I'm good. I don't have to do anything.
I think your pH is pretty good.
Excellent.
All right. So let's see what we're going to do next. We've pulled all of our weeds out now.
Yeah.
And I want to fertilize this a little bit. We have been gardening extractively, meaning we are planting stuff, the roots are sucking up the nutrients, then we take those plants out and we leave our soil a little depleted. And you know what's perfect for that?
What?
Worm tea.
And we made some.
Where is that?
I don't know. Oh, let me go get it. Hold on.
While Marianne takes her time getting the worm tea, let's talk about today's episode sponsor, New Jersey American Water. This is important. New Jersey American Water is serious about water conservation and has compiled a few easy tips to help you save water and money this summer. First, be sure to water your lawn in the early morning or evening to prevent excessive evaporation. Next, try a drip hose. They actually use less water. And finally, plan for fewer deep soaking waterings to encourage deep root growth and stronger turf. It's on all of us to protect our water resources. You can visit the website on the screen to learn more.
Here you are.
Great, this is the magic stuff that we need. So this is pretty concentrated. I want to dilute it.
Okay.
So we've got some water in here already. Put about a gallon to maybe half of this worm tea. It's not going to hurt your plants. You can use too much or too little. This will add nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, micronutrients. But if you don't know for sure what it needs, you can do a formal soil test. It costs about $20, and all the land-grant universities in the area will do them. Just jump online.
Okay.
But I'm pretty confident in what you've got here, and that the worm tea is going to add what we need in here. All right, so now I feel good about this soil having the proper pH. I know I've added some nutrients to it. And next I'm going to add some compost. We don't talk about this enough. This is about soil structure. And you can see this is all just full of the composted organic material we talked about. And when I start to sprinkle this on top, oh look, here's a bug.
Oh yeah, look. Oh yes. There's like a whole moving community, which is what I don't like. I don't like to see my dirt moving. The way you pick up bugs and hold them, you're like an 8-year-old.
Yes, I am.
God.
I'm proud of that, actually.
Yeah.
All right, so, and these bugs are important. Mealybugs are helping these continue to decompose, so I want them in here.
Oh.
And so I'm going to spread this across the top, because this organic material that's broken down leaves room for air pockets in the soil so worms can move around. It leaves room for rain and water to fill up. So now we've got our compost spread down, which will really help with soil structure. And the next thing we want to do is prevent weeds from growing. Okay. And so using some cardboard and mulch, which we're going to do here, will help trap moisture so you water less, and will also block weeds. We're going to compete for those nutrients with your tomato plants. So just use some standard cardboard. Don't use anything that has got shiny printing on it, but just plain old cardboard. And you'll put this down in your garden. And then we want to soak it. Oh. And we want to soak this to trap some moisture underneath the mulch, but also to get the cardboard nice and soft so that next week when we plant, this is easy to punch through.
Ah.
So that's nice and wet.
Yeah.
And then want to get some mulch out of there for us?
Sure. Just putting it on top?
Yep. Now, I personally prefer to use cedar mulch in my garden because it has no dyes and chemicals, but this is fine also because not everyone is gardening as organically as other people do.
Okay.
Make choices.
So I've chosen the wrong mulch. That's what you're telling me, I
You can
think.
use this.
Okay.
But
And I'm just going to cover the cardboard?
Cover the cardboard. And
Okay.
now any weed that germinates beneath this is just going to die. And when
Really?
it rains, the moisture will get trapped beneath this mulch. And you'd be stunned if you come out on a hot day in the summer.
Yeah.
The soil over there appears completely dry. But you scrape back the mulch area and you'll see the soil is wet underneath.
So I should be laying cardboard and putting mulch down everywhere in the garden, and by me, I mean Joe.
Well, Joe should not be putting this everywhere.
Okay.
Put this any place where you're planting summer seedlings. We're going to talk about how to do that next weekend. But when you direct sow, like we do with beets and carrots and other things, I don't want this down because they need to come in direct contact with the soil to germinate.
Okay.
So the other thing that the cardboard will do, it's not just going to block weeds, but it also prevents the spread of blight, which we know we have all over South Jersey, and it does it quite effectively.
So when I'm planting the tomato seeds, am I planting it in the mulch or the soil?
Well, next week we're going to plant a special tomato seeding, and I'll show you exactly how to do that.
Oh, fun. So check back with us next week.
And where we're going to visit with some more bugs.
No, come on.